Welcome to the third segment in the Lay Pastor's Ministry Equipping Seminar entitled What a Lay Pastor Does. This unit should answer your questions concerning your upcoming responsibilities as a lay pastor. Here is our teacher, Dr. Mel Steinbraun.
We want to talk now about what a lay pastor does. We've been talking about the authenticity of a lay pastor, the effectiveness of their ministry, the fact that you can do it. Now the question, just exactly what are you to do? The basic operational commitment in this ministry is to PACE, an acronym PACE. The P stands for prayer, praying for people. The A stands for availability, to be available to people. The C stands for contact, to contact people regularly. And the E stands for example, to be an example of a Christian who loves his Lord and loves people and loves his or her church. So let's look at those one by one. This becomes a ministry description. Often we talk about a job description being necessary, but it's more appropriate here to talk about a ministry description, and this is it. PACE, P-A-C-E. The P, as we said, stands for prayer. It's praying regularly for your people. Now, praying regularly means different things to different people. I know one lay pastor who thinks of regularly as praying for each one of her families each day. On Monday, she'll pray for one. On Tuesday, she'll pray for another. On Wednesday, pray for another. And she believes that in doing this, she's able to spend the time that she feels she needs to spend in praying specifically for that family and really focusing on them. I like this. Well, she has 6 families, and a family, sometimes they're not very large, sometimes just one person living in the household. But she has 6, and on the 7th day, which really is the first day of the week, on Sunday, she prays for all of them. So regularly will mean different things to different people. It may mean every day, and it may mean, like this lay pastor, actually the ministry becomes yours, and you have a feel for it, and you do it in the way God calls you to be doing it. But the P stands for prayer. In addition to the common understanding of the reason for praying, to let our requests be made known to God and to give Him honor and glory in an articulated way, there are additional consequences and values of prayer, at least 4. One is it builds a concern for your people. If you will pray for your people regularly, you'll find that you will become more and more concerned about them. And then second, it silently builds a relationship. Something happens in the bonding between you and them, and it goes on silently, and you sense within yourself the deepening of this relationship just by regularly praying for them. And third, it deepens your sense of responsibility. More and more you feel responsible for their lives, for their care, for how things are going with them, for their life situations. You have a sense of responsibility. You see, we're talking here about real, authentic, and effective pastoral care, not just holding on to somebody until the real pastor can get there. You're the real one with a sense of responsibility under God for them. And then the fourth is that it is a creative time. You don't know how to respond to a person. You don't know what to do about one who is cool toward you. You don't know what to do about some problems one is facing. You don't know for sure just how soon to get in touch with your people again. As you pray, the creativity will be there. The Holy Spirit of God will be able to guide you and direct you. So, number 1 in your ministry description, it is prayer. Pray for your people regularly. Actually, this is the most important thing you can do. Second is A, stands for available. Let your people know that you are available to them. We ask everyone to make what we call a first visit. That their first contact with people is to get into their home, to get on their turf. And sometimes not in a home, but in a restaurant or somewhere where eyeball to eyeball you can communicate with them. And at that time, to give an explanation of what they can expect. They can expect you're going to pray for them, be available to them, contact them, and try to be an example. But when you get to talking about availability, we supply our lay pastors with a card that they hand to their people. And on here it says, serving you in his name as your lay pastor, and a place for your name and for your telephone number. And then on the back is a statement of our commitment to you. I have seen these cards at times, especially in nursing homes, stuck into the corner of the mirror so that people can keep it handy, taking availability seriously. The C stands for contact, to be in touch regularly with people. Now again, when we say regularly, that word means different things to different people. We have one lay pastor, at least, that I know about anyway, that has come to the conclusion that once every other month to contact her people is the best. She knows her people. The rule of thumb is to contact them once a month, but as I said before, this ministry becomes your ministry. And you get to know your people, you get to know yourself, and you get to know the frequency of making contact with them. So be in touch regularly. As I said before, we ask our lay pastors that the first contact be a home visit, and we ask them to turn in a report of their visit. Accountability is one of the ingredients of the ministry. We'll talk about that later too, but a special first visit report that is turned in, and we ask all of our people to make those first visits between 1 and 6 weeks after they receive the assignment. We send a letter to people that is, say, you are equipped and commissioned, and you are assigned your flock. This is an agreeable number of people, and the people in the flock are agreeable to you. Then we send them a letter over my signature stating that you are now their lay pastor. That paves the way. That's been a little mechanical step that has proved to be so tremendously important, because it paves the way for your phone call to them, telling them that you are so glad for this new arrangement and you're looking forward to seeing them, and they are then ready for your call. It doesn't just come as a shot out of the blue, but they've been prepared by the letter. But you make the first visit and turn in the report. We ask you then to make a minimum of 1 contact a month, of which 2 a year are to be home visits. Now again, we give you the rule of thumb, procedures to follow, and after you're in it for a while, you come to discover how God would have you do your ministry. In continuing through the months to make contacts, and remember we asked that just 2 a year of personal contacts being made. The others are a phone call, or you see them in the grocery store, or maybe you come across them at church, and you are saying to them, well, glad to see you, Mary and Joe. How are things going? You really want to know. Almost everybody asks that question, you know, but they don't really want to know. But as their lay pastor, you do want to know, and they sense that. And so in just that brief time, you get some kind of an idea of how things are with them. If their response seems to have a certain tone to it, you might want to call them later and say, Joe, when I asked you this morning in church how everything is going, and you said fine, there was something about your response that maybe indicates that everything isn't going good right now. Is that true? So it gives you a chance to follow up. You see, this impromptu, unplanned contact with them.